Hey everybody, my name is Amy. I wanted to start this vlog to kind of go through what I'm about to do. I'll just give you a quick overview of my life. I'm born and raised in Aiken, South Carolina. Went to South Aiken High School, Aiken Tech, have a few odd jobs, and now I work for Aiken Regional, and I love my job. I love what I do. I was married very young and had a child named Gage. He's now 10 years old. That marriage ended and we're on very good terms. He's remarried and I love his new wife and their kids that they have together. Very thankful for them. Without them, Gage would be an only child. So now he's a big brother and I'm super thankful for that. Let's see. Let me think. 7 years ago, I met a man named Jason, and I just fell head over heels in love with him. We had a great friendship to begin with. We did a lot of things together. He did a lot of things for me. He opened up my eyes to a whole new world and a whole new life and just really showed me that I didn't have to live in fear. And I'll, go into more details on all of this stuff as we go, but I just wanted to give you a quick what I am and who I am. And then we got married in 2015. And unfortunately, Jason was in a motorcycle wreck 9 months after we got married, and he did not make it. So I've kind of just been floating through life ever since then, trying to make sense of everything and just try to be happy. And the first 2 years were horrible. The first year was really bad. I could barely get off the couch. The second year was a little bit better, but it still wasn't great. And then the third year, I decided to move into this house that I'm here now. It's a little townhouse, 900 square foot townhouse attached. I'm on an end unit. But I did that very quickly. I had to get out of the house that we lived in together. I could not stay there, not one more day. So I had never bought a house before. So I got a first time home buyer's loan and bought this house with only $2,000 down. And it was for a pretty pricey thing. It was $129,000. And I didn't know what I was really doing. I just knew I had to get out of that. And I wanted to keep my son in the same school district. And I wanted to have something brand new with nobody else's memories in it. And I wanted to start fresh. So we moved in here and Gage liked it because we were in a neighborhood, but the part of the neighborhood that we're in is just a bunch of older retirees, which is fine, but he wants people to play with. So I kind of knew right off the bat I wasn't going to be really happy here. I've never been conventional. I've always colored outside the lines. I've always done things differently than anybody has. I've never necessarily followed the crowd. I've always just been very different. And I knew from a very early age that I would never live in a conventional house. So for me to live in something that is very cookie cutter, that doesn't have a lot of character, has been very hard for me. To not live authentically is very hard for me. I feel like I'm living fake and I'm not living this real life. And I'm very much of an advocate for living your full real life. So for me to sit here and preach that to people and then to not do it, I just feel like I'm living a false truth my whole entire life. And I kept saying that when Gage was older and went to college that I would do what I wanted to do and be happy. But I just kind of realized, I just turned 37 a couple of days ago, that I can't wait for that anymore, because the more and more miserable I get, the more and more that's going to affect him. So he is very adventurous. He doesn't care which way the wind blows, as long as he has a TV to watch or toys to play with and food to eat and somewhere to sleep, he's totally fine. So I thought about it and I did a lot of research, and my initial thought was to sell this, to buy some land, and while I was paying the land off, go buy a fifth wheel RV and live in that, because they're really nice nowadays. They're very spacious and you could get one for, $10,000, $20,000. And the brand new ones were easy to finance. And there's a place over in Augusta, 30 minutes from here, that was selling them. So I thought, I'll just do that. I'll pay off the land, and then eventually I'll build a tiny house, because that's what I've always wanted. Well, I thought about that for a while. I have a friend that works over at Gander Mountain over there, and she was going to help me. But the more and more I thought about it, I didn't want to do the sewer system. I didn't want to have to keep changing that. I didn't want to have to worry about hooking that up to the sewer system. I wanted a legit toilet and a legit bathroom that I didn't have to do anything but do what I normally would do. So I thought about it some more, and I thought, well, if I'm going to spend this amount of money on an RV, why don't I just spend a little bit more on the tiny house now? Because Gage, that's my son, he loves the tiny houses. We watch the shows all the time. He's very interested in it. And so I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to talk to him. And I did, and he was fine. Like I said, he doesn't care. Whatever. He just wants me to be happy. So he was fine with that. So I did some research, and I found a builder in Due West, South Carolina. It's a city called Due West. It's very itty bitty, right outside of Greenwood. It's about an hour from Aiken. I meet with them this coming Saturday, so I will keep you updated on them. If all goes well, I will highly recommend them, because so far, so good. He asked me to send a drawing that I have of the layout that I want. He told me to send my budget, and he hasn't said, no, we can't do that. So I'm hoping that no news is good news. Let's see, what else? So, yeah, I decided to go through with that, but then I was really having a very hard time finding land, because I don't want a huge amount of land. I'm going to be the one that's taking care of it, because for a while I was like, well, I'll meet somebody before Gage turns 18, and I'll be fine financially, and I'll find somebody that can help me. But I realized that that's not a healthy way of thinking. And B, there's nothing guaranteed. There's not. I've been dating for the past year, and there is slim pickings, folks. Slim. So I just kind of have changed my thinking on that. I'm just going to come to peace with the fact that I may be alone for the rest of my life, because I'm not going to settle for any Tom, Dick, or Harry. So here we are. But I was having a lot of trouble finding the land. I wanted an acre to an acre and a half, 2 at the most. And I wanted it to have a well or be hooked up to city water and a septic already there, because those things can get pricey. And, have electricity, have the pole already there, that kind of stuff. So I was having a really hard time doing that. But on a whim, I contacted the people that I used to rent from when Jason was alive, and we lived together. And they just happened to have some land out in the sticks, which is where I wanted to be. I wanted to be in the country. I wanted to be away from neighbors and HOAs and street lights and people coming trying to break into your cars at 3 a.m. I wanted to be away from all of that. So they said, now it's it's far out there. So I went out to the land to see where it was, and the drive was far. It was about 30 minutes, but it really wasn't bad. The drive was going through peach fields, just beautiful, beautiful scenery, farms, these old barns, these old southern style houses. So the drive is actually very beautiful. And it went by very fast, because there were about 4 or 5 turns. So it's not just one straight monotonous shot. And I was thankful for that. And I got out there, and I do have one neighbor directly across the street from me. So I'm thankful for that. I'm actually kind of thankful that I'm not alone out there all by myself. But besides them, I think that's it. So that's good too. The road is paved. It's not a dirt road, thank God. I was worried about that because I have a white car. But the land itself is really nice. And luckily I have somebody to clear it. And that person also works on septics, which, by the way, is already on this land. There's a well already there. There's a septic tank already there. And there's a power pole already there. And they had 2 acres, and they were willing to sell me both, but I'm going to buy one at a time just to save on money. But because of the price that they were going to give it to me, I'm able to really go forward on the tiny house that I want. So I did that. I said, yes, I want to buy this land. When I close on my house, I can buy it. And it's not really for sale. They were just going to sell it to me because they don't need it anymore. So I'll be able to do that when I sell this house, which this house will go on the market the second week of June. So I went forth as far as the tiny house is concerned and started to do this research on that. And holy moly, if you are thinking of doing a tiny house in whatever county you live in, make sure you call the zoning office first. There are so many rules against it because they want to be able to tax you as much as possible on your property. So you can't have a certain square footage. You can't have certain things on wheels. Now that's for this county that we live in now. I'm not saying for yours. Everywhere is different. But I'm just saying make sure you check on that before you just go into it. So I found out that I have to have something built on site. And a lot of tiny home companies won't do that. But I did find a company that does tiny modular homes. Not mobile, modular. So that's more, it's easier to customize. I can kind of do the kitchen layout the way I want to. And I can put a little bit more money into the tiny house because the land was so inexpensive. And I'm just so thankful for that blessing. So I've got the land, I got my well, I got my septic, I've got my electricity. I go talk to the builder on this coming Saturday about my options, and hopefully I have a number in mind that I'm not going to go over, and I will share all that with you once it gets there. I just don't want to jinx anything, and I want to go from there. So I'm trying to think. So right now I'm in the process of purging my house. I am going to have to get rid of like 3/4 of what we own, which is fine. I have a 900 square foot house now, and we don't use but half of it. But I still have to clean all of it. And I hate to clean. It's just, I've never liked it. I love to cook, so the kitchen at this new place is very important to me. That's really the only thing that I really am not going to budge about because I want a certain layout. I want an island that I can do all my prep work on, and then I still want kitchen cabinets and the sink and everything up against the wall. You can't see. I'm over here like moving my hand like y'all can see it. You can't see it. But I want butcher's block, and luckily that's an option with this company. So I'm really excited about that. So right now I'm trying to purge. I've got to get rid of 3/4 of what I own. That's including Gage's stuff too, which he is fine with, as long as I don't get, he's a big Lego person, and he loves books, so as long as I don't get rid of his Legos or his books or some of his action figures, I think we're good. But I have a lot of stuff I have posters on my wall that I've had since I was a teenager. So I'm literally getting rid of everything that I have had most of my life. I'm going to start completely new. I'm getting rid of the dishes that I have because I've had those dishes since I moved out of my mom's house when I was 20 years old. So I'm 37. I just turned 37. So I'm getting rid of everything. I'm sending my sister my drinking glasses because they belonged to her yaya. She's Greek. That's grandmother in Greek. So I'm sending her those. I'm going to start all new with those. I'm getting rid of the bedroom suit that I had. My grandfather built it for me. I've had it since I was 9. I'm getting rid of that. I'm going to get something new. I'm really excited about that. Even though I'm sad, I'm going to miss it. But I need a new start. Everything still has a memory of Jason. And while I don't want to forget him, I need to move on. And I can't move on when everything in every room still reminds me of him. So that's part of the reason. Like he never lived in this house, but I came to this house because to escape his memory at the old one. So he's still here. He's still here in every corner. And I want to do something for me and for Gage that has nothing to do with Jason. I want to do something for us as a family. So here, Gage can't really go outside and play There's traffic all the time. It's not entirely safe here. We butt up to a trailer park, which there's nothing wrong with trailer parks, but this one's bad. It's definitely like a drug area. And every night, if you do not lock your doors, you will get broken into your cars. We have people, everybody on this block has cameras in the front of their house now. There is no privacy. Nobody has privacy around here, and I'm over it. I want to be able to let my son go out and play. We are also very avid tent campers. We go camping all the time. And so my thought process is I want this new home to feel like we are camping all the time. That's why I wanted to live out in the middle of nowhere amongst all the trees and the animals, and I want to be able to breathe with all that oxygen from the trees. There's just nothing out here. It's just houses. I feel at home. I feel more at home in a tent in the woods than I do when I'm in a house, or this house in particular. So I want that feel. I want it to feel like we're camping all the time. So Gage will have inside the tiny house, it'll be between 300 and 500 square feet, more on the 500 square feet end. That's what I hope. He will have a loft, and there's one that I'm looking at that has 2 lofts, and I may do that and have one that says where he sleeps, and one is like where his stuff is, his toys and whatnot. And then I'll have a bedroom in the back. We'll have a full-size bathroom, full-size tub, shower, toilet, basin, sink basin, all that. That'll be normal size. That's kind of important to me. I want that to be comfortable, because if I have to cram into a shower, it won't work. I'm not a small person, but I also just want to be able to be comfortable in that and not have to be uncomfortable, as anybody wouldn't want to. So that was another reason I kind of wanted to do that instead of the RV, is because those RV showers are small. And then the biggest part of the house will be the kitchen and the living room layout. I want it to be very open floor plan. And in the bedroom, sometimes they do those platform beds. I don't want that. I want a bed with a bed frame so that I can have all the underneath be open for storage to put my shoes and boxes of stuff, whatever. So hopefully all that will work. That's all I really want. And I don't want... I know you've seen on some of the tiny houses, they have a ladder that goes up to the lofts. At least on one set of the loft, I want stairs. I want legit stairs that have the storage underneath. We have 2 cats. We have Phoebe, she's over here, and Boo is in my bedroom. And I want to have enough storage where we can open up a little door, put their litter box in it, cut out a little cat door on this door, and that's where the litter box will be. It'll be out of sight, out of mind, won't take up any extra space, and you won't be able to smell it. So that's what I'm hoping, and I hope that all that works out. But what I'm looking forward to the most is not having so much to clean, not having so much to keep up with, not having so much to dust and move around constantly, just not having so much. I own so much stuff, and I'm constantly buying because I'm trying to fill this hole in my heart and in my soul and in my life where either a man should be or just simple happiness should be. And I'm really tired of it. So I need something else to fill that hole, and I need to just stop spending money that I don't need to spend. I'm just spending it crazy. And I'm not rich by any means, but whatever I get, I don't save, I just spend. And there's going to come a time where certain funds are going to be cut off when Gage turns 18, and I need to start thinking about that and planning for it better, which is really where all the inspiration for this came. Like I said, I thought I was going to meet somebody and they were just going to take care of me, which is so naive and very stupid, actually. And that's not going to happen, I don't think, and I'm not going to bank on it like it's going to anymore. I've got to take care of myself. I'm a big girl. I'm old enough to do so. So right now, I pay for my mortgage $800 a month, and I pay $45 a month for the HOA fees. And the HOA fees only cover for them to cut the grass on the side and on the front, which is like Nothing. And they charge that much money just to cut the grass, and that's it. That's all they do is cut the grass. That's it. They let weeds grow. Like if you want to get rid of your weeds, that's on you. We're not allowed to paint our front doors, even though they get hot as blue blazes during the summer. You can't even touch it because they painted it such a dark color to begin with. We got an email today stating that we are responsible for getting our houses pressure washed, or we're going to start getting fined. Like, it could not have come at a better time. I am tired of the HOA. This is not Germany. You cannot tell me what to do. I don't have to listen to you. I pay you. You don't pay me. I pay you. And I'm over it. I don't understand why HOAs have to be such a headache to every single person in every neighborhood. Like, I've never heard anybody say, I just love my HOA. I have never ever heard anybody say that. So if you are in that situation, just stand up for yourself. Like, I don't understand why we're not more standing up to these people who are just telling us what to do. It's very much like this COVID, and I'm not going to get on that subject, but somebody is demanding that you don't go out, that you don't leave your house, that you put this thing on your face all the time, that you don't touch your kids, and that you don't hold babies, and you don't embrace one another. Why? Because of the flu? I understand that people are dying and that it's really bad, but this has gone way far beyond where it should have. I'm in healthcare. I see it every single day. And I haven't lived much differently than I did before all this happened. Because I already cleaned myself before all this happened, and I washed my hands the way that I should. And that's really where it starts. Anyway, sorry. I do that. You have to reel me back in. So now where we are is that I've hired a company, and they have come in, and they are purging, and they are packing, and they are staging my house. So, my bad. So, that part will be done by next week. And like I said, this Saturday is when I go talk to the builder. And then next weekend, which will be in June, we start moving all of my stuff to storage. I called today, and I got the largest storage unit you can get. So, we will start moving all of my stuff to storage. And then after that, I'm having somebody come to deep clean this house, paint. It's just white paint, but I've hung a lot of pictures, and so there's holes that all needs to be taken care of. And then I've hired a professional photographer. He will come in, take pictures, and then the next day we will list the house. So the second week of June, we will list the house. And right now is a big time great market for some reason. I don't know why, but houses are selling fast. My mom just sold her house to move into my neighborhood. And her house sold in 4 days. So I know that probably won't happen here. That was just really great luck. But I'm hoping that this will turn around and get sold at least within the month of June, beginning of July. When that happens and we close on it, I will move out of here, put the rest of what I need to in storage, and I will move into an Airbnb while the house is being built. The Airbnbs around here are cheaper a month than my mortgage is now, so I'm not worried about that. The only extra expense I'll have at that point, I believe, is for the storage. I found a really cute storage shed, so it's just a matter of getting the land cleared, which I already have somebody to do that. I just have to buy it. But I can't do anything until I sell the house. That's what I'm waiting on. I can't do anything until I sell the house. But once I had the land cleared, I can go ahead and move the shed onto the land and take all the stuff out of my storage unit and put it into the shed and then get rid of that cost. And then I can start making big payments on the tiny house. I want to get that paid off as soon as possible. One thing I want to be is almost debt-free. There's only $7,000 left on my car. I'm really excited about that. I can't wait to get that paid off. And then I will get, if y'all hear something, it's just the oven. My dinner is done. I'll go get it in a minute. It's fine. And then I really want to get the tiny house paid off because the land will be already paid off when I sell the house. It was, I'll tell you the prices of everything once everything is done. I just don't want to jinx anything. So my plan is to be debt free. And the top number that I won't go over for the tiny house is 1/3 of what I paid for this house. So I really do expect my monthly expenses to go way down and my savings to go way up. And like I said, we love to camp. We also love to travel in the Southeast, especially around just South Carolina. We love to travel. So I'm hoping we can do more of that. I can show Gage more and teach him and that kind of thing. So I'm not going to keep on rambling. That is the beginning of all of this, and I will try to make a post every day, keeping you up to date, even if it's just a quick little thing. I also started to post a lot of furniture for sale today, and so far that's going really great. I've already sold one piece. They came and got it. Really excited. I've had bites on everything else. So I just, if you pray, please pray for me that this goes well. If you're a positive vibe sender, send the positive vibes. I can use them whatever I can get. If you have any advice, please just drop a comment. Once I go talk to the builder and I'm satisfied with what he has to say, I will release the name of the company. If you want to do something like this, I would definitely recommend him thus far. He's been great. My name is Amy again, and I will make a post every day. And if you have anything to ask or say or whatever, just reach out to me. And I can't wait to share this process with y'all. Bye!